Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. We'll just give a couple of minutes to the participants to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started with today's webinar. So just bear with us for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get started. However, we will use this time to understand about this webinar, how you can benefit the most from this webinar, and firstly, the format of this webinar. So let me start with giving a quick brief about these sessions. So these are called e-commerce learning sessions that we conduct every day, almost Monday to Friday, 5:30 p.m. And on each day, there's a particular topic that we discuss at length. So, for example, in today's session, we are going to discuss a very interesting topic that is how can you create a digital catalog for your export business. So each day there's a particular topic, the Wednesdays and the Thursdays session. So we also do a session on Thursdays. That's where we explain about how a business can enable ONDC, or how they can start selling on ONDC. So that is something that happens on Thursdays. So other than that, so other than Wednesdays and Thursdays, we have regular sessions where we do a sort of deep dive into the various aspects related to your digital catalog setup and other aspects related to its management. So we discuss all that in these sessions. So that was a quick brief about these sessions. Now coming to the format of this session, so it is a interactive session. We'll try to keep it as interactive as possible. Although this is a webinar format, so it is not like we can have a one-on-one conversation, but we'll try to keep it as interactive as possible. So that's where there are two methods which you can use to connect or interact with me. So one is Q&A, which you can see down below, especially if you're connecting through a laptop or a desktop. Then at the bottom, you'll see there's an option which says Q&A. So you can use that to ask your questions or doubts or anything which is not clear to you. The other option that we will be using in today's session is chat, which is also adjacent to Q&A down below. So chat is something that we will be using for our interaction. So if there's anything on which I need your thoughts or want to understand what is your understanding, or if there's anything I need your inputs on, so that is where we'll be using chat to connect or interact with us. You can also use the chat to connect and network with other business owners who are also joining us here today. So you can share a small brief about your business. So this is where I think we should get started now. So once again, let me welcome everyone, because I can see there are a number of participants who have just joined in. So this is where welcome everyone. A warm welcome to all the participants in today's special session, where we are going to discuss and understand about a very interesting topic, that is how to create digital catalog for your export business. And we will also be understanding about Indian Business Portal. So let's get started now. I'm going to start sharing my screen, and you'll be seeing my screen in next few seconds. But before I do that, there have been instances in past, especially with the members who are joining through their mobile devices. That's where when I started sharing the screen, that's where they were not able to see the screen. So there are two solution or two fixes that I would want to suggest to you in case you also experience that. And it typically happens with individuals who don't have the latest version of the Zoom app on their smartphone. It typically happens with them. So what are those two solutions? So one is when I start sharing the screen, it will automatically go full screen. So it will go edge to edge on your screen, and you'll be able to see it in a bigger and a better way. However, if it does not do that, right, or it just goes blank, so in that case, try to turn it around, right? So if you're holding it like this, try to turn it around, and that should solve the problem. In 99% of the cases, it has solved the problem. But if it does not, then you can try stepping out of the meeting and join back again. That's where it should fix that issue. And if it still does not, then you should look at updating your Zoom application and then joining back again. All right, so those were a few uh, tips I thought of sharing with you before we get started with the screen share. And in case you experience the same problem, you know the solution. All right, so this is where we will get started with the screen share. So just give me a couple of seconds. Before that, I will just move the chat to other screens so that I can continue to interact with you. So if you find me looking at the site, so I'm just looking at the chat which is on my other monitor. So Let me just make it bigger as well. Otherwise, I'll not be able to see or understand what you're chatting. All right, so just a few seconds for that. All right, so we are done there. Now let's start the screen share, and you will be starting to see my screen in next few seconds. Now, the topic for today's webinar is how to create digital catalog for your export business. All right, so that is the topic, and I am starting to share my screen. I'll just minimize this control bar so that it is not obstructing your view. It is certainly not going to obstruct my view, but it may obstruct your view. That black patch may not look very nice. So this is where we will go through just two slides of presentation. So in case you are getting worried, it is going to be similar to the other webinars that we attend where the speaker is just talking and they're explaining about a particular topic. Yes, obviously it is a little technical, but I'll try to keep it as interesting and as interactive as possible. So we are starting off with a question. What is a digital catalog? What do you think? You can add your understanding or whatever is your imagination about this term called digital catalog. You can add that in the chat. So this is where I need your inputs. It is not necessary that you have to be absolutely scientific and absolutely perfect. Whatever you think, whatever you imagine that should be a digital catalog, you can add that to the chat. So I'm waiting for your responses. I have the chat open alongside. So let me know. So I can see there are a few members. Shrikant, a catalog available on the website, a photocopy PDF, soft copy. Uh, Other members, I can only see responses from two participants. So, online listing, details of our product and services. B.S. Tamil Selva Srinivasan and Girish, displaying of company and products. Mahi Sharma gave a brief company. Yes, so many of you are absolutely correct in your understanding. So let me clarify that for everyone's reference. So, firstly, the textual description or textual understanding of what is digital catalog. So, Digital Catalog is a website or a computer file used to provide examples of a person's work or a product offering by a business in a digital format, which can be easily accessed digitally by a prospective customer. So, that is more of a textbook explanation of Digital Catalog, but in simple terms, because I don't like to confuse people, and this is something which will go above my head, at least if I was in your position. So, very simple terms or in a very non technical manner, Digital Catalog is a website, but it has few special characteristics or features or powers or capability, whatever you would want to call it. It can do certain things. What are those certain things? The first one is it can showcase information about your product or service offering in case you are a service provider. So that is the first capability or power that a website should have to be categorized as a digital catalog, right? So that's the first one. The second is it can accept orders or generate inquiries for you, right? So if tomorrow a prospective buyer is coming, so they should be able to send your inquiry, or if you are into online shopping, then they should be able to place an order. So that is the second capability or the second power that the digital catalog should have to be categorized or called as a digital catalog, right? So any website that has these two powers. The third one is something that we assume that it should have or it should be showcasing information about a business in terms of what is their business about us, etc., right? So that is something that we are assuming it should be there, right? So itna to hona hi chahiye, that thing. But in addition to showcasing information about that company, it should be able to showcase products and it should be able to receive orders or inquiry, right? So that's where we can categorize it, or we can refer to that website as a digital catalog. I hope now the concept of digital catalog is clear to everyone. All right. If still you have any questions, so please do feel free to add that to Q&A. That is something that we'll be taking up towards the end of the session. Now, how many types of digital catalogs can be created? So it depends on your imagination. Uh, there is a wide variety that you can create, but if we have to broadly classify them, there are four types of digital catalogs which can be created. What are those four types? So the first one is generating leads. The second is generating orders. So leads is we are generating leads. So a bulk buyer who's looking to buy product, or international buyer looking to import the products from you. So that is where it can generate the lead for you. So that is generating leads. Then we have generating orders. And the third one is generating leads as well as orders. And last is distributor and retailer ordering. It may not be very relevant with respect to the export, but it also has a utilization or a use case in export as well. So the fourth is generating distributor or bulk buyer regular orders. So it also has a utilization for export, and I'll explain that when I am showing you few examples. So this is where we have understood what is a digital catalog and what are the types of digital catalog. And this is more of a very boring textual sort of a explanation that I've given to you. So this is where let's switch the screen and let's try to understand this with few examples. So this is where we have switched the screen. Let me just maximize it. So we have like I've opened so many examples here, and the first example that is open in front of us a uh, is an exporter's digital catalog, obviously, but they are into a very common or generic product category. They are a agri product exporter. So this is where if we just circle back to the capability or powers that a website should possess to be categorized as a digital catalog. So it has the information about that company, right? So about us, etc. All that information is there, and then it is showcasing information about the product offering, right? So let me just open one of the category listing pages, right? So this is where we have Fox Nuts. And tomorrow, if there is a prospective buyer who's coming here, they can send them an inquiry, right? So this is possible. So this digital catalog or this website can be categorized as a digital catalog. All right. So this is one example which we have seen from the B2B side of it, where a bulk buyer is coming and they are sending them an inquiry. Now, I mentioned that it can also be used to receive orders. Sorry. So that's why let me switch the screen. So this is where I have few examples from the B2B side also. Sorry, B2C side. Sorry for the fumble. So these are from business to customers. So these businesses are certainly selling overseas. They are catering to international customers, but they are not catering to the bulk buyers. They are catering to the retail customers who are buying for their personal consumption, right? So someone sitting in US wanting to buy these products, so they are buying it for their personal consumption. So international online shopping to be precise, right? So this is an example of a business that has this digital catalog, and they are catering to domestic customers as well as international customers who can come and place an order. Similarly, we have another example, and this is another business. Again, catering to domestic as well as international retail customers. So this is business to customer or direct to customer, where a business is selling to the customers, right? So this is the second type of digital catalog that you can create. I'll just quickly open one of the product detail pages. So there's the product detail pages, and they have beautifully described their product. But more importantly, if we circle back, so this is where I think I've closed that page by mistake. So I'll just open something else. So let's open something here. So this is another exporters. They are matchsticks manufacturers. So this is their product detail page. Now, if you look at from a user interaction point of view, right? So someone coming to the website and how they are going to use the website. I'm not saying the website owner, but example, an importer, an international buyer, when they are coming to this website, so what can they do? So they can understand about the product and then they can send an inquiry. Whereas here, an international buyer who is coming, and obviously the international buyer's profile is very different. So that's where there will be a bulk buyer that will be coming to the website, and this is where, because they are marketing or they are approaching retail customers, so retail customers will be coming to their digital catalog, and here you can see it is add to cart and buy now. So they can place an order. So this is the second type of digital catalog that can be created. The third is where you can have both, or you can have best of the both worlds. This is where you have add to cart and buy now simultaneously. Let me just quickly open a product detail page and show it to you. So this is where we can see this is one of their product. Now, as a retail customer who want to buy this product for their personal consumption, I can come here and I can do an add to cart and I can buy this product, right? So I can do that very well here. And at the same time, if I happen to be a bulk buyer and I want to buy product from them for my business, or I happen to run some medical store or institution, and that's where I want to buy the products from them in bulk, I can certainly do that as well. So I can come here, I can send an inquiry. So bulk buyers can come and they can use the send inquiry feature to send them an inquiry that, hey, we are interested to buy the products in bulk. And a retail customer can come and they can do an add to cart, right? So both the things are possible. So this is the third variation. The fourth one is here. Now, for a moment, I'll just ask you all to just review this website. And this is where you will see, and I am not sure how big it is on your screen and how clearly you can see that. But this looks like, on the face of it, it looks like a typical online retail customer like me can come and they can place an order, right? So it looks like that, but there is another capability. In fact, I'll just show you one of the product to clarify that down. So there is no send inquiry as such here, but it caters to bulk buyers. How does it do that? So let me just take you to the home screen. By the way, they happen to be one of the leading manufacturers of coffee premixes, which are typically used in coffee vending machines we see at cafeterias, airports, etc. Right? So the premixes which are used in those coffee or soup vending machine or tea vending machine, so they manufacture those premixes. Right now, coming back to the third capability that we or the fourth capability, this is the fourth one. So the about the fourth capability, that is wherein just imagine that I happen to be a cafeteria owner, or I happen to operate certain cafeterias at certain locations. Now, I will be reading the premixes on a regular basis, right? So from time to time, I have to source the premixes from the supplier. Now, in a traditional context, I have to call up the salesperson, or the salesperson has to visit my premises, and then they'll be taking the order, and then I'll be getting the premixes. Whereas it all can be made seamless with the digital capability. So here, what I can do is I am interested to buy the products or premixes from them in bulk. So I can come here, I can send them an inquiry that, hey, I'm interested to buy premixes from you, and then they can negotiate the terms like credit period or the discount that they'll be giving to me. So all that discussion can happen offline. And once the discussion is done, they can onboard me. So they can add me on the back end of this website. And then once they have added me, I'll get a notification that they have added me as a trade partner. And once I am added, I can come here very well, and then I can input my contact number or the number that I have given them. So it can be my number or one of my colleagues' number, one of my employees' number. And once they have inputted the number, and they can log in through an OTP verification, once they have logged in, they can place an order. So they will be seeing the product at the agreed discounted price. So if they have agreed to give me a 20% discount, I'll see the product at minus 20%, and then I can proceed ahead to place an order. I can also get the credit, etc. So this is where I can imagine that I'm boring you because this is not relevant to you, but it has a very big use case in export as well, and specifically for the businesses that have this constant concern or fear that their designs or styles might get stolen or copied, right? You may be also having this kind of a concern that if I'm displaying my latest collection or if I'm displaying my latest styles, they may get stolen. So how you can use this capability is that you can control the visibility. So only the people whom you are granting the access from the back end, only they can see the latest collections. Others who are visiting your website, others who are visiting your digital catalog, they cannot see those products. So that is the usability from the export perspective, right? So if you happen to be a garment exporter, you may be having that concern. Here's the solution, right? All right, so this is where we'll not be going through all the examples that I've opened here. That will not be a very wise utilization of your time. So this is where we'll switch the screen, and now we are going to understand how you can create your digital catalog. So far, we have understood what is a digital catalog, and we have also seen few examples. I believe that, or I hope that the concept of digital catalog is more or less clear for all of you. All right. So this is where we'll switch the screen. But before I go there, I'll ask you all another question. How many of you have heard of Indian Business Portal? I'm just also typing that in the chat here. So just let me know how many of you have. I can already see there is one yes. Indian Business Portal. I'm not asking you to start Googling it, but how many of you have seen it earlier? So I can already see four, five, six. Yeah. So there are many people in the audience who haven't heard of Indian Business Portal. All right. So this is where let me switch the screen and let me show you Indian Business Portal, because that's where your digital catalog journey starts. So we are going to switch our screen and we are on Indian Business Portal. So this is a Indian Business Portal, and it is a platform which is created jointly by two institutions or two organizations, which are those. One is a government entity called FIO, which is Federation of All India Export Organization. It is a apex export promotion body, a central export promotion body created by the government of India. So that is PO, one organization that has created this. And the second organization is GlobalLinker, which is a business networking and digitization enablement platform. So it helps micro and small businesses in doing business networking, that is finding buyers and suppliers across various countries. And second is digitization enablement. So this is where we all understand, and I hope all of you will also agree that digital is the way forward. But when it comes to micro and small businesses, they are significantly disadvantaged because many of them don't know how to do it. And even if they are trying to do it, they are aspiring to do it. They have they want to do it, but unfortunately, they don't have resources or agencies or people who can help them out, right? So digitization is something which is affecting micro and small businesses globally significantly, and that's where they don't have a solution, and GlobalLinker is providing them a solution. How does GlobalLinker help? So the moment a business joins GlobalLinker, they create their digital presence in form of a profile, and then they can take it to the next level by creating a digital catalog, and they can start offering or showcasing their product or services on the world wide web, on the internet, and on the discovery platforms like Indian Business Portal, and stand a chance to receive orders or inquiries on their website, on their digital catalog, right? So that was a brief introduction about Indian Business Portal. Why is it created? So it is created to promote export. So, or if I take a step back, it is solving two big challenges that India as a country faces. One challenge is digitization. What does that mean? So if we look around, and I think all of us will agree that many of the exporters, they are not digitized, and like I have met exporters who don't even have an email ID. Forget about the website; they don't even have any sort of digital presence, right? So where we are significantly disadvantaged as a country is most of our suppliers or exporters. They are not digital. They cannot be digitally discovered. So that's where the businesses that are scouting for them on the internet, they cannot find them. They cannot connect with them, right? So that is one challenge that Indian Business Portal is trying to solve. So when you as a business are joining this platform, you are also creating a digital catalog for yourself, right? So this is your own website which you can market, which can be discovered, and you stand a chance to generate business for yourself as well, right? So that is one challenge that Indian Business Portal stands to solve. The second challenge that is there is generating business for these exporters, because understand at the end of the day, everyone's objective is what? To grow their business, to earn money from it or uh, to get business from it, right? So that's where if you're creating your website, and many of you may have already done that, but when it is not resulting into transactions or orders or inquiries, at least, obviously you feel like, hey, if I have spent my money on to it, it is not leading to anything and everything, or leading to anything. I am not getting any benefits as such, right? So that is something which starts happening. Now, we don't want you all to miss out on this digitization opportunity, and we want to create avenues for you. So that's where we have partnered with FIO and created this discovery platform. Now, how does this platform help? So all exporters can showcase their products, all Indian exporters can showcase their products here. And when your products are displaying here, FIO is parallelly working on bringing international buyers onto the platform. So international buyers are coming here, they are reviewing your products, they are contacting you and doing business with you, right? So that's where you're not just creating your digital presence, you are also generating business out of it. And that is the second objective which Indian Business Portal is solving for you. All right. So that was a quick introduction about Indian Business Portal, right? Now, many times people have curiously asked me this question, and that happens to be a common question across like hundreds of sessions that we have done for Indian Business Portal in various parts of the country. That happens to be a very, very common question. So I'll try to answer that. The question is, how will international buyers connect with us? How will they contact us? Will they be calling me? Will they be sending me an email, or they will drop me a message which I have to access somewhere? What is the process? So there are broadly two options which are available for an international buyer to connect with you. What are those two options? The first option is something which you are seeing upfront here, which is post buying requirement. And this is typically used by export importers who are not thinking, or they don't have a desire to put in an effort to go and search for exporters on the platform. They are just sharing their requirement, and then if you happen to be an exporter who is selling those products, you can submit your requisition, and if they shortlist your quotation, they will connect with you, right? So that is the post buying requirement. I'll just quickly show you the glimpse of it. So this, where you can see there are many buying requirements. I'll just click on view all, and it will take you to the next page. And this is where you'll see the various requirements. Few of them are closed, few of them are open. So, for example, there's someone from Iraq who's looking for tobacco. There is someone from New Zealand which is looking for chorus wool, etc. So, right. So these requirements are there. Now you can submit your requisition. So you can just click here. It will take you to another page, which happens to be a Google form, and you can submit your requisition. So there is a more detailed capability getting implemented. It is in testing phase, so it will get implemented very soon. Once that gets implemented, only the businesses who are part of Indian Business Portal will be able to view and submit their requisitions, right? So this is high time. You should also join Indian Business Portal. So that is one way in which international buyers are connecting or interacting or doing business with you on Indian Business Portal. The other method is where they are going through these navigations, or they are going through the search. So search is also customized for, I think I accidentally clicked somewhere. Let me just reload the page. Yeah. All right, so the search is also customized for export. So here you can see you have ITC HS code search. So international buyer prefer to search by HS code. They can do that very well on Indian business portals, right? So the platform is customized, or it has features which can help international buyers in easily identifying or discovering a suitable exporter from India, right? So that is where they are actively going through the navigation, or they are going through the search, etc., and they are coming across you as a supplier, right? So I've just opened few of the exporters profile. So this first exporter profile that I'm showing to you, they happens to be one of the steel or mineral exporter, and they happen to be a FIO member. So here you can see registered FIO member. So if you are a FIO member, you will have this special emblem, registered FIO member. It increases your increases your credibility on the platform. And this is where you have the various products which are being offered by this particular exporter. There's about a section where you can read information about this particular exporter, which countries they have already exported to, which countries they would like to export to, etc. So all that information is available here. We have another profile. Now, this is where it is entirely the other end of spectrum. This happens to be artisan that makes wooden lacquer toys. They are based out of Varanasi, and it's a traditional business. They started off in 1984, and this is their profile on Indian Business Portal. So these are the products which are there, and we also have a water section. And they're a manufacturer, and they're interested in contract manufacturing. There's another exporter that I have, and I opened their profile because they have also added their certificate here. So if you also happen to have certain certificates, you should add them so that when international buyers they are coming and they're reviewing your profile, they feel more confident that it happens to be a genuine business, because understand it is common human psychology, right? You're sitting thousands of kilometers away, so how do you trust someone? It happens to be a platform which is promoted by the government, so it adds that value or elements of trust, but still you will be uncertain, you don't know, and the business is like thousands of kilometers away, right? So you would want to get some comfort, right? So you would want to be some level confident that it is a genuine business. So this is where I request or suggest to everyone that when you are creating your digital catalog, please do add your certificates, because that will add a lot of credibility to your business, to your profile. All right. So these were a few profiles that I've opened. Now coming back to the important point or the important discussion, we have almost spent half of our time trying to understand about digital catalog and Indian business portal and this very common question. All right, so now we will jump on to the next topic, and which is why we are all gathered here, and that is to understand how to create digital catalog for your export business. Now, the digital catalog export business creation process, or the process of creating your digital catalog, starts at this platform, which is Indian Business Portal. How do you access this platform? You can just type indianbusinessportal.in any of the browsers, or you can search for Indian Business Portal, and this website will open in front of you. Once this website is open in front of you, on the top itself, you'll see there's an option which says register as an Indian exporter. So this is the option I'm referring to. I'm just highlighting that for everyone's reference. You have to click on this option, which will open another page. So I've clicked on it, and there's a page which will get opened up. On this page, I would request that you should not click on create your catalog immediately. Just scroll down on this page. Just scroll down, and you'll see there is a section which says frequently asked question. And the first question itself is, how do I link my business to Indian Business Portal? And there are a number of steps which are written there. So if you have time, I would encourage you should review these steps. But more importantly, what I'm wanting you to do, or what I'm requesting you to do, is to click on this blue text which you can see here. Let me highlight that for your reference. So this is where you can see the text which is in blue color and says tutorial video. Tutorial video. This is the text I'm referring to. Just click on it and it will open a YouTube video. I'll just quickly switch my screen and take you to that video. So this is the video I'm referring to. So this is the video which will get opened up on your device. Now, if you have time, I would encourage that you should review this video, watch this video entirely. It is a little long video. It is about 20-25 minute video, but it will help you understand what all information you'll need when you're going through this journey, so that you can be prepared, and then you can do it in a better way, because you understand what all steps you have to go through, what all information is required, so you can be prepared and you can do it in a much easier way. But if time is of a concern, you don't have time and you would want to do it quickly, most of us want to do it instantaneously. So if you want to do it instantly, then my suggestion is just keep this video open alongside, so at any stage if you're getting stuck, then at least go back to the video and it will help you clarify the doubts or concern that you may have. All right. Now, many people in these webinars also ask me that this video which you are showcasing may be in English, and they are absolutely correct. This particular video which gets opened when you click on tutorial video, that text, this is the text which I'm referring to. So if you click on it, this video opens up and it is in English, right? So it is, that's absolutely correct. It is in English. But if you want to review the video in Hindi, there is a Hindi video also available. How do you access that? So if you go to the description, Just open the description of the video, and that's where you'll find the link. So this is the Hindi video. So it is the same video, just in Hindi language. So if you want to review this video, if you want to understand it in Hindi, that is also possible. You have a Hindi video also available, which is available in the description, or the link is available in the description. And I will also be sharing the link with you. So don't worry on the link. I'll share the links of both the videos, English as well as Hindi, with you. Now, the rest of the steps I will be explaining using the video. So it is very simple. We'll not be playing the video. Don't worry on that. I would not like to waste your precious time. So let's start. So this is the first step, that you have to go to Indian Business Portal. We have already seen that. And then you have to click on register as Indian exporter, which will open this page. This is where you have to click on create your catalog. Before clicking on create your catalog, remember to open the video. And once you have opened the video, then you can go and click on create your catalog. All right, so once I've clicked on create your catalog, I can see there is someone who's complaining that uh, they can't see the screen. Or can anyone confirm if the screen share is visible? All right, so it may be Mahiji, it may be an internet connection issue if it is not visible to you. So I'll request if you can uh, rejoin the meeting. That should be helping you. All right, now coming back to this the digital catalog creation journey. All right, so once you have clicked on create your catalog, it will bring you to this page. On this page, you have to just input your name, email ID, create a password, click on agree and continue. In the next screen, you have to input your phone number and do an OTP verification. After that, you have to input your GST number. GST number is used for verifying your company to showcase you as a verified entity or registered entity. So just remember to do that. In case you don't have the GST readily available while you're creating your digital catalog, you can add it at a later stage, but do remember to add or do remember to verify your company. That will help you a lot with your B2B matchmaking or B2B verification. All right, now coming to the next screen, that's where you have to input your company name and then click on add company, which will further expand it. And then you have to specify what is the legal entity type. Then you have to input the location of your company, and rest of the fields will get automatically populated once you have entered the location of your company. And then you can click on next, which will take you to this screen. This is where you have to specify to which industry do you belong. So for example, if you are into footwear, you can select footwear. Then either type this terms here, right? So you can use the search or you can use the drop down. Either of the two are available for you to use. And then it will bring you to this screen. This where you have to specify what type of business activities you are engaged in. So, for example, if you are a manufacturer, or if you are an exporter, or if you are a retailer as well, or you're a trader and exporter, you can select. So it's a multi-select field. So you can select more than one option. Right. So once you have done that, then click on next, which will bring you to this screen. This is where you have to click on this button which says convert now, which will open this overlay. It is again an overlay with three simple questions. What is the main purpose of your online store? Would you like to do B2B, B2C, or would you like to generate leads? How many products would you like to have on your online store? And would you like to have the minimum order quantity feature? Then click on next, which will bring you to the screen. This is where you'll see a number of design layouts, and you will select any one of them. In case you don't like any of the layouts, then change it at a later stage. So don't get worried. A lot of people ask me that, hey, if you have selected a layout, can we change that at a later stage? Certainly, yes, you can change that at a later stage. And you'll not believe it will hardly take you 5 seconds to change from one design template to another design template. So it's a very easy and a simple process that you can follow. All right. Now, related to this, there is another very interesting question that comes to the mind, and I am certain that many of you don't realize that you also have that problem. What is that problem? That's a problem of plenty. Let me explain. So, if you are looking at these templates, a very common challenge that people face, including myself, I'm not an exception to that. That is, we are not able to decide which template should we use, right? It's because everything is looking beautiful. It's not like some of them are looking shabby. Everything is looking beautiful. Then how do you decide which should be the best one for your website, which should be for your business, right? So which template works best for your products or your service offering, right? So that's a tricky question. A lot of people are not able to understand how to do that. So obviously there is that method is always available. Close your eyes to something like we used to do in our school days. Close your eyes and put the finger on it and then decide. So that is something you can try on. I'll not encourage you to do that. So a more scientific or a more uh, mature process is available. That is where you have to go through all these steps, which are detailed in this video. Once you have gone through all these steps, then add few of your product or services, few of them, two, three of them will suffice. And then go to the theme section. So there is theme management section on your digital catalogs control panel. Go to that and then apply one template or theme and see how it is showcasing your product or services. Then apply the next one, then apply the next one, then apply the next one, right? So just keep going that. It will require like half an hour, 45 minutes for sure, but you will be able to understand which are the themes or templates that are showcasing your product or services in the most beautiful manner, and then you'll be able to make a better choice or a better decision, right? So that is something that I thought of sharing with you because I can imagine you will also have that challenge. Another point that I would want to share with you related to the templates that I have seen people getting overly fascinated with the theme selection and spending unreasonable amount of time and energy around that. I will not suggest doing that because this is something that you will be changing very soon. That soon can be 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year, because it is sort of a best practice in the industry that you should change the look and feel of your digital catalog at least once in a year. So that would mean that every year you will be changing the design template, right? So it is something that you're not getting married to, right? So you don't have to be overly fascinated with it, right? So it is something you will be changing. You will be using it for a certain period of time, and you will move on to a newer, more engaging design template in future. All right. So that was the second overlay. Once you have selected a design template, it will take you to this screen. This is where you'll have business name. This is pre-populated here. The first field is pre-populated, but if there is a typing mistake there or there is a spelling mistake there, you can correct that. And then the second field may be blank or it may have a code, right? So it may have a code like this, which you can see on the screen, or it may be entirely blank, right? So in that case, what do you have to do in this field? You have to type your business name without space or any special character. Let me repeat that. So you have to type your business name without space or any special characters. But what are we trying to do here? So we are trying to create a URL for your business. What is a URL? So URL is something that we type to open a website. So for example, if you have to open Google, what do we type? We type google.com. Similarly, tomorrow, if someone has to open your digital catalog, your website, what do they type? That is what we are trying to specify here. That leads to another question. What is that? That is, what is this linker.store? Because typically when we look at the website like google.com.in.org, what is this linker.store? So linker.store is our subdomain that we are providing to members like you absolutely free of cost, and you can use it for as long period as you want. Now, what is the catch? Why are we trying to do that? So there's no catch. There's no other motive. The objective is to make this journey as convenient as possible, because understand, majority or like 99.99% of the people who are going through this process, they don't create websites or they don't create data catalogs on a day-to-day basis, right? So this is something that we are doing for the very first time. And obviously when we are doing something for the very first time, you are obviously stressed, you don't know. And especially people who are in my generation or older generation, we have this thing in our head. We have this kind of uh, like a psychological thing that when the term website or when the word website or e-commerce or anything related to computer or internet comes, we have a feeling that it is technical, it requires coding knowledge, it requires a degree in computer science, etc. Right? So only the people who know coding are able to do that. Any common person can't do that, right? So we have those kind of psychological barriers as well. And when you're doing something which you perceive is a difficult thing, it is a technical thing, and you're going through that journey. And if you ask me to point your domain to onto our server or to do an SSL, to implement an SSL, that will be overwhelming for you. And that you'll start to think it is too technical, I'll not be able to do that. And you may abandon the journey, you may not proceed ahead. We don't want you to do that. We want you to go through the journey, discover, experience it for yourself. And whenever you are feeling more confident, you can take it live on your own domain. Now, this where again I can imagine that I'm confusing you. So let me just switch the screen very quickly and take you to a few examples. So where is that window? Here we have the window. In fact, this example I was talking you to earlier. So this is where this business has decided to take it live on their own domain. So if you look at the URL, it is desirebeverages.in. Whereas if I take you to another example, where is that matchstick example? Here, yeah, let me just take you back to the home screen. This is where we have Bavi Apex Industries .linker.store. So this business has decided to continue using linker.store. So it is your decision. We are not forcing you that you should take it live on your own domain, or we are not forcing you that you should use linker.store. It is your decision. If you want to use linker.store, more than welcome to do that. If you want to take it live on your own domain, we will help you to do that, because that is little technical and many of you may not be able to do that. So don't worry, we are here to help you. All right. So coming back to the video, so that was about the URL, and many people ask me this question. That's why I'm just repeating it, although you may find like, why is he repeating the same thing? So many people ask me this question. We have our own domain. Can we take this website live on our own domain? Yes, certainly you can do that. But while you're creating it, while you're building it, it will be live on linker.store. Once it's ready, you can take it live on your own domain. And as I mentioned, we have detailed tutorial video on how you can take it live, but still some people find it technical and they're getting stuck. No worries. You can reach out to our help desk and we'll be more than happy to help you out with pointing your domain. It is a very simple and easy process. All right. So this were just two things. What are you expected to do? You are expected to type your business name without any space or special characters. So let me just take the video back a little bit. See here, you can see it is reliable fashion enterprise or reliable fashion enterprise. No space, no special characters. So it is a alphanumeric field. So it can have alphabets A to Z, all the numbers 0 to 9. So alphabets and numbers are permitted. Space or any other special character is not permitted. And the length is 25 characters, not 25 words. It is 25 to 5 characters, 25 characters. So in case you have a very long business name, so in that case, you may have to trim some pieces of it. Right. So instead of enterprises, you can just use ENT short form, something like that. You may have to manage. All right. So this is where we have completed all the overlays. Now you'll see there is this thing, this small button that starts appearing. So just click on that and it will show that you have completed 3 steps. There one more step that remains, that is adding the product. Now once you click on it, it will take you to this form where you have to fill in the information and you have to upload the products. Now many times people ask me that here we have a fairly large catalog, we have thousands of products, and if we start adding products like this, it will take us months to add all our products, and that is not a very time or effort or very wise thing to do. So is there a bulk upload process available? Certainly, yes, it is available. In fact, how you can upload the products in bulk is also explained in the video. Right, so this is where you can go to the bulk upload section and you can upload the products. So now coming back to the product upload process, this process is explained in great detail in the video. So that's where we will not spend your time on going through this. You can refer to the video and you can understand that. There are two fields or two steps that I would want to clarify here. The first one is GI products, which you can see here. So GI products are geographic indication items, or these are the specialty products from a particular location. For example, if I say Nagpur, what is that thing that comes to your mind? Anyone from the audience? Nagpur, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Oranges, yes, Mr. Dinesh and Girish, you're absolutely correct. So oranges. So oranges are the GI product, the specialty products of Nagpur, Agra, which is certainly famous for Taj Mahal, but is also famous for Petha, which is a dessert or a sweet manufactured in Agra, or Banaras, which is popular for Banarsi sari, or Darjeeling for their Darjeeling tea, right? So these are specialty products which are cultivated or manufactured, or they are handicraft items at a particular location, and they have a special place on Indian Business Portal because the government is putting a lot of emphasis in promoting GI products. In fact, GI is the first navigation element which you can see on Indian Business Portal. And if you click on it, it takes us to the geographic indication of India. That's the full form of GI products. And you can see there are across various types. So it can be agriculture, food item, or natural, or handicraft, etc., etc. Now, there are certain popular locations for GI products. For example, Varanasi happens to be one of the popular locations. Banarsi sari, I was just talking to you about. So if we come here, wooden lacquer toys also happens to be one of the popular products, and this is where we can see. Now, I'm not sure how big it is, so I'll just open one of the products. Let me just open this one. Hanging Monkey, I think, is the name. So let it open up. So here you can see it has a GI product emblem, and it also has an emblem here. So all these products which are highlighted or earmarked as GI product, they have this special marking, or they have this special presentation. They carry the GI emblem. So any international buyer that are coming here and they're looking for GI product, they can see these are the GI products which are available on the platform. They also have a place on the home page. I can also quickly show you that. So here also you can see GI products, and all of them are carrying the symbol of GI product. Now, coming back to how do you upload GI product, or how do you tell the system that, hey, the product that I am adding is a GI product. So, with that, you have this circle here, or this radio button here. Just click on it. Once you have clicked on it, it will reveal two drop downs here: GI category and subcategory. These are the drop downs I'm talking about. So select the GI category. For example, if it is an agriculture product, select agriculture there, and then select the drop down. So once you have selected the uh, parent drop down or GI category, then the subcategory drop down will become activated, and then you can select an appropriate option. So, for example, in the video we have explained Kashmiri saffron. Now, the important point to understand here is that you will have to upload your GI certificate. Unless you are uploading your GI certificate, you cannot highlight your product or specify your product as a GI product. You don't have to do it for each product. So, for example, if you're dealing in Kashmiri saffron and you have like 20 types of Kashmiri saffron, you don't have to upload certificate 20 times. You have to just uploaded one time for one category. All right. So that is about GI product. That was one thing that I wanted to share with you. The other thing is about the categories. A lot of people get confused about these categories which we are seeing here. What are these? So these are not displayed on the front end. If I to quickly take you to the digital catalogs that we were seeing earlier. So this is where we have category products, etc. Or if we go to some else here, you can see they have lot of these navigations. So these are called navigation. There's a separate functionality for that. These categories are for a separate purpose or a different purpose. What is that? So using these categories and subcategories, which you can see here, you are telling the system that this product belongs to this category and this subcategory on Indian Business Portal. Let me just explain that with an example. So if we are coming to Indian Business Portal, here you can see we have fashion, apparel, and accessories. And for example, uh, you happen to be wedding dress manufacturer and exporter. So you'll select fashion, apparel, and accessories, and you'll select wedding dress. So this is where what you are telling the system is that on Indian Business Portal, showcase my products in the wedding dress category. So if there's an international buyer that is looking for wedding dresses, they can see your products, right? So that is what you are doing by selecting it from the category and subcategory. All right. The rest of the information is pretty much standard, and it is explained in a great detail in the video. So we'll not be spending your precious time on that. So we'll just skip the video, or we'll just fast forward the video, and we'll quickly move to the end of the video. So let me just quickly do that. Sorry. So after you have added one product, so as part of the process, you have to just add one product. And once you have added the product, then you have to go to the home section of your digital catalog. I'll just show you from where you can go. So this is where you have to add the product. And once you have added the product, then you have to click on this button, which looks like a home hut or house. You have to click on that, and then it will take you to the home section. This is where you have this big button which says unpublished. This, just click on that, and it will publish your online store. So this is how you are able to create a digital catalog for your export business. But this is where your work is not yet over. You have to do a few more steps. So I'll just show you that. So we will switch our screen and I will take you to a demonstration account. So this is a demonstration account, and this is the business networking side of it. So this is where you can come and you can do the business networking. But very quickly going to the seller panel or control panel of this account to help you understand what are the next steps that you have to do. So once you have completed that journey and your online store is completed and you start seeing confetti falling from the sky, so that's where you have completed the journey. Now the next step is to upload the remaining product or services because you have uploaded just one. So you can come here, you can click on products, and that's where you can upload the remaining products, right? So you can upload the products either manually, one product at a time. So if you don't have a very large catalog, if you have like less than 10 products, then you can use this. If you have more than 10 products, then I would recommend that you should use the bulk upload process. That will be time saving, at least for you. So you can use either of the processes and upload the product. Once you have uploaded the product, then you can go to store settings, which is here in the left navigation, and then click on store details, which will take you to the store detail interface. Here you'll see there is a tab which says about your export. Click on that, and you have to input the information in this form. So again, it is not a very complicated form. This is where you have to specify whether you're a FIO member or not. IEC code, you have to input your IEC code, type of business, legal entity type, where did you start your business, type of business operations you are into. So whether you are a manufacturer or a merchant, are you MSME, export turnover for previous 3 years. In case you don't have or you're a startup, then you can suggest select this field, which is less than $10,000. Countries you have already exported to, countries you would like to export to, number of employees. And this is where you have that field I was talking to you earlier about license and certificate. You can add them from here. And then you have few input boxes where you can tell the importer why should they do business with you. And lastly, you have to specify what type of proposals you are interested in. Once you are done with this, then you can go to my store, and that's where you can work on choosing the right theme or uploading the banner. So you have to you should ensure that the digital catalog that you're creating is at least good looking. I'm not expecting it to be the world's most beautiful website, but presentable, because at the end of the day, international buyers will certainly visit them because they have that button visit store. If you're not relating to what I'm saying, so if we go to this profile, that's where you can see where the store button is there. Or if you're going to Rameshwaram Singh Toys, now if an international buyer clicks on this and they come to your website and your website happens to be looking like work in progress, that is where they may not proceed ahead, right? So you'll be losing out on the opportunity. So you should work on improving or making it beautiful. On Friday, I will be doing a session wherein I will be explaining to you how you can make your data catalog presentable, and you can do it yourself. You don't need to hire a graphic designer. You can do it. You can do everything yourself. Thanks to AI, you can do, any one of us can do uh, all this banner creation, everything ourselves. So don't worry on that. Join me on Friday and I'll explain how you can go about this. All right. So once you have ensured, right, so you have done everything and your now digital catalog is ready, it is looking presentable. Now you have to do the last step, and the last step is you have to come here on the home section, just click on this heart shaped icon, and then come here, and this is where you have link your store and sell on Indian business portal. So here you have to click on send request. You have to click on send request, which will open this overlay. On this overlay there are two sides of it. So firstly, the left side of it, that's where you have few do's and don'ts, so read that. But more importantly, you have a video here. Watch this video, so it will help you understand what are the mistakes or issues which can prevent your business from being showcased on Indian business portal. Understand those issues. In fact, we have also shared the solution for those issues in the video. So review that video, understand the mistakes, and once you are confident that you don't have any issues, any mistakes on your digital catalog, then you can proceed ahead to the right side of the form where you have business URL, your store name, your IC code. All of them are pre-populated here. You have to just agree to the terms and then click on submit. Once you have clicked on submit, a request will go to the operations team to review your digital catalog, and if everything is okay, your digital catalog will get mapped. You'll get an email confirmation as well, and you'll get a confirmation on your online store on your digital catalog as well. So that is the most important step, because many times we are getting these queries from the members that hey, our digital catalog is not visible on Indian Business Portal, and once we investigate, we find out they haven't done the steps so right. So this is important. Once you are ready, please do submit your request. All right. So this is where I will turn off the screen share. But before I do that, I will quickly take you to the presentation once again, back to the presentation, and I will quickly try to show you the entire ecosystem or whatever we have understood in today's discussion. So this is your business, and you will be creating a digital catalog. We have understood the process. Once that digital catalog is ready, that will get linked with Indian Business Portal. Your product or service offering will start appearing on Indian Business Portal. Now, how does that help your business? So that's where FIO's effort, or FIO will make effort to bring international buyers onto Indian Business Portal, and international buyers will then see your product or service offering, and they will connect with you to do business with you. The other thing that you can do is on your own, you can put in your own effort, you can promote your business, and you can reach international buyers, and you can also bring them to your own digital catalog, and you can grow your business there as well. There's a third opportunity which is also there, and which is about the business community, where you can do business networking. So you become part of that business community. You can also do business networking, and you can also connect with international buyers. We have members from 150 countries. You can also connect with them, right? So this is how the entire ecosystem is set up, and this is how you'll be able to leverage it to grow your business digitally. All right. So this is where we'll turn off the screen share and we'll break into the question answer round. We have already overshot our time, but very quickly, we'll go through the questions. So I can see there are two questions already in the Q&A. So I'll try to answer. I think they are not the questions. So please do add your questions in the chat. I can see there are certain things. So let me just move the chat back to in front of me. I can see there is a chat by Mr. Shailesh about certain error that they are getting on their GlobalLinker profile. So, Mr. Shailesh, I'm sharing my email ID with you. I'll appreciate if you can drop an email. If you can send me an email, I will get the issue fixed. Don't worry on that. So you can just drop me an email. I'm just quickly sharing my contact details with everyone. And I also promise that I'll be sharing the links of the tutorial video. So just give me a couple of seconds to do that. In the meantime, keep adding your questions. So if you have a question, add it to Q&A. And so I am just sharing my contact details with everyone in the chat. All right, so Mr. Shailesh, please drop me an email. And I can see there are a few questions. Which international buyer give us 100% advance? Which international buyer give us independent advance? B2C buyers certainly do that, but other than that, I don't think you'll be able to get that. But if you want to understand specifics, I am not a export expert. I am a technology expert, so I can certainly guide you with the Indian Business Portal or anything related to digital commerce. If you have any question related to export, right, what kind of licenses we'll need, etc., etc., for that, I am sharing an email ID with you, or you can just go to Indian Business Portal. Let me show you that rather than sharing the email ID. Let me just show you from where you can submit your request. So just give me a quick second to start sharing my screen. So very quickly, if we are going back to Indian Business Portal, I also forgot where do we have Indian Business Portal? Where do we have it? So let's I'll just open it here. Give me a second and let me hide it. All right, so we are again opening Indian Business Portal, and what you have to do is you have to scroll down all the way to the bottom of the page. That's where you'll see this email ID, which says ibp@fio.org. So this is where if you have a export specific question or you want to understand what type of licenses you'll need or for this kind of a requirement, which buyers will give a 100% advance, those kind of questions. I think few officials will be better equipped to answer your question, or they are better, pos- uh, they have more knowledge on the subject and they'll be able to answer the questions. So next question I can read in the chat is from Mr. Shrikant. Want to understand about the help desk. So I'm sharing the help desk email ID. So it is fio.globalinker.com. You can drop in email and our help desk will help, or you can drop in email. I'll loop in the help desk team and they'll be able to help. So I can see there's a question about payment assurance. Again, I'll request please drop an email on ibp@fio.org and a FIO official will guide you with your question. Uh, Next question I can read is from Jivyanshi, wants to understand what if we don't have a domain? Then you can simply continue to use linker.store for as long as period as you want. So next question is from Mr. Sahil. So Sahil, his question is how will it compete with other platforms? So this is where this is a uh, government's initiative. This is a government's platform, and it is being promoted through the various government channels, through various trade commissions, embassies, etc. Through that, it is getting promoted, and certainly there are digital initiatives which level of trust associated with it. So obviously, the international buyers who are looking for a trustworthy solution, this is the platform they are coming to. I hope that clarifies the doubt. So any other question which is there? Because this is Ramadan, I have to also stop for breaking my fast. So this where you have my email ID. So if there's anything which you need clarification on, you can drop me an email. I'm again going to share my email ID in the chat. So just give me a quick second to do that. Once again, I've also shared the links of the tutorial videos in the chat. So you can access those videos, or you can just go to YouTube, search for GlobalLinker, one word, and you'll be accessing our YouTube channel. And all this tutorial content is also available on our YouTube channel. All right, so this is where we'll end the session for today. You have my contact details, so please do feel free to reach out to me in case you need any assistance or clarification. So thank you everyone for taking out time and participating in the session. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Bye bye from our side for now.